Hi everybody, MTG Openings back again, this time with Magic the Gathering Commander 2015 Seize Control unboxing. So, we're just going to dive right in here. I just wanted to point out one quick thing. Like previous years, or like last year, you only get one of the big commander, and you don't get any of the other ones. In previous commander sets, you got big cards of all the potential commanders, but not in this one. So this is two color commanders decks this year. This one is the blue-red one. Check out my other videos for the other 4 decks besides this one. We'll go over the commander when we get to them. So, in case you're unfamiliar with commander, how it works is it's a 100 card singleton format, meaning you can only have one of each card besides the basic lands in your deck. And you pick one commander. It can be any legendary creature, and you can only use cards with the colors of the mana symbols that appear on that legend. So in this case, you can only be a blue or red cards, and you can also use blue and red cards. You can also use artifacts because they have no color, or any other colorless cards. That does not include devoid cards. Devoid cards are their mana costs. Unless they're devoid and colorless already, which don't exist at least right now. Each one of your commander decks is going to get a commander insert for the deck you have, and you're going to get a rules card, and then you're going to box. You can keep the deck in or whatever you want. Unfortunately, in sleeves it will not work. Each deck also comes with the tokens the deck can produce. They're double-sided. They've started doing that last year. It's pretty smart. That way they can include them, but not have to have, a million of each token, because they want to give you more than one of each one. So I'll pull those out quick here to show you, and then I'll go over the deck. I'm also going to pull out the basic lands, which for some reason sometimes are in the front of the land and sometimes they're not. This looks like it's, there we go. Okay, so we'll go over the rest of the deck here in a second. So this comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 islands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mountains. So that's 23 basic land. And then, like I said, the tokens are double-sided, so we'll see those. We'll go over new mechanics in the set as we get to them. So, we got a 5/5 Flying Dragon token. That's a 5/5 Flying Dragon on both sides. This is an experience token, or experience counter. We'll go over that when we get to it. Lightning Rager. 5/5 Flying, Lightning Rager is a 5/1 Trample Haste that gets destroyed at the end of combat. Drake and Elemental. 5/5 Drake, 2/2 Drake, 5/5 Elemental, both with Flying. Same thing. Same thing. So you'll notice some of the same one, that this deck doesn't have as many tokens as some of the others. So that obviously just depends on the deck. So this deck's theme, I know, is spells matter. So you've got things that reduce the cost of spells, or things that do things when you cast spells. Spells being non-creatures, of course. Sorceries, in instance. So we'll dive right in here. We'll go over some of the new cards. We'll point out a few synergies. Goblin Electromancers first. It's a reprint. There's Broodbirth Viper. This has the new keyword or ability Myriad. So whenever this creature attacks for each opponent other than the defending player, you may put a token that's a copy of this creature onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking that the other players or planeswalker they control, and you exile the tokens at the end of combat. This one's a 3/3 for 4 and a blue, and whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. So if you can't decide you want to attack, you attack with this guy on your 3 opponents, and if one of them doesn't have a blocker, you're drawing at least 1 card. You may lose him in the process, but I think that's not bad. Illusionary Ambusher's new, 4 and a blue for a 4/1 flash. Whenever he is dealt damage, you draw that many cards. So you basically play him when your opponent attacks you with something big, chump block it, and draw a bunch of cards. Watchful Giant's the red Myriad. This one has haste for a 5/3. Soul Ring. Is it Signet to help with your mana? Thought Vessel's a new card. It's a 2 to cast artifact. It gives you no maximum hand size, and it taps to add a colorless mana to your mana pool. Warm Power Stone adds more mana. Rite of the Raging Storm produces your 5/1 elemental tokens. It's an enchantment. Bluster Squall, Brainstorm, everyone's favorite card. I do like the art. There's Echoing Truth, which is interesting. It's a 1 and a blue, return target non-land permanent, and all other permanents with that same name as that permanent to their owner's hand. Well, in Commander, it's all singleton unless you're doing tokens. So, really Hose is a token player, but still not bad. Desperate Ravings, Aetherize is new. There's a Fact or Fiction, Active Aggression. So this is interesting. It's a 3 and 2 red Phyrexian mana, so you can pay 2 life instead of paying the 2 red. And you gain control of target creature an opponent controls until end of turn, and untap that creature gains haste. It's just interesting that it's Phyrexian mana. Mirror Match is new. This one is an instant for 4 and 2 blue. You cast it only during the declare blocker step, and for each creature attacking you or planeswalker you control, you put a token that's a copy of that creature onto the battlefield, blocking that creature, and exile those tokens at the end of combat. It seemed like this commander set has a bunch of cards like this, where it makes like attacking your opponent bad and does massive damage to them. We'll see a few more in the other decks. There's a repeal. So I like Dominate as a reprint. Preordain, Faithless Looting. So if you notice, this deck has a lot of like draw spells, cantrips as they call them. There's Vandal Blast. That's got Overload. There's Windfall. Mystic Retrieval. Sleep. Meteor Blast, one of the many X spells in this deck. Meteor Blast deals 4 damage to each of X target creatures and/or players for X red, red, red. Oh, I apparently missed some islands, so there's more basic land in the deck. That's interesting. I wonder why they're in the middle. So the first commander, which is the one that they've put on the box, is quote the main one, is Mizzix of the Ismagnus. It's a 2, a blue, and a red for a 2/2 Goblin Wizard Legend. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell with converted mana cost greater than the number of experience counters you have, you get an experience counter. So this guy uses the experience counters. There aren't a lot in the set that do it. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less for each experience counter you have. So like I said, they go on you, not on your creatures, so that's interesting. He's definitely cool, and obviously he's very spells matters. This is the other new general, Arjun the Shifting Flame. 4 red and a blue. He's a 5/5 flying Sphinx Wizard. I don't know how many of those there are. Whenever you cast a spell, put the cards in your hand on the bottom of your library in any order, and then draw that many cards. So basically, it just lets you go through your whole deck and look for whatever you need. And then the reprint is Malik Izzet Paragon. He's a 4 blue and a red legendary weird wizard. You play the top card of your library revealed. You may cast the top card of your library if it is an instant or sorcery card, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your library, copy it, and you may choose new targets for the copy. So of course, even though you have new generals, you may use the old one. Also, you do include all 3 of them no matter what, because otherwise your deck will not be 100 cards if you can use it right out of the box. There's a Comet Storm, Epic Experiment, 2 more X cards. Gigantoplasm is new. Seal of the Guild Pact also new. Awaken the Sky Tyrant's new. I think we're going to find a bunch of these new, to be honest. That's the way it looks like they packaged them. So this is Mystic Confluence. There's a cycle of these, 1 for every color. You only get 1 per deck. This one I think is the best. 3 and 2 blue instant. You choose 3, and you may choose more. You may choose the same mode more than once. So it counters target spell unless its controller pays 3. It returns target creature to its owner's hand, or you draw a card. So for 5 mana, you can do 1 of each of those, which seems pretty powerful to me. Or you can do a combination. So there's Aether Snatch. It actually gains control of target spell, and you may choose a new target for it. It's 4 and 2 blue, so that's a pretty fun card. Mizzix Mastery is another Overload, which is new. Jace's Archivist, that is a reprint. Talrand Sky Summoner. I actually have a Talrand Sky Summoner EDH deck, so look for that in the comment section below. Psychosis Crawler. Now we're back. Now it looks like we're at the rares that are reprints. Lone Revenant, Charmbreaker Devils. There's an Ethereum Horn Sorcerer, which is cool because he has Cascade, and he was made in a different commander set. Dragon Mage, Thought Reflection, Counterflux, Urza's Rage, and Reigns of Power, which is the first time in the new border. Steam Augury, Word of Seizing, Prophetic Bolt, Firemind's Foresight, Magma Quake, Stroke of Genius. Well, there's like 6 or more X cards in this deck. Blue Sun Zenith, Mizium Orders is a great card. Stolen Goods, Radar Application is also amazing in EDH, or Commander. Chain Reaction, Call of the Skybreaker, Blatant Thievery, and then you get your Spine Rock Knoll, Vivid Crag, Vivid Creek, Command Tower. Evolving Wilds, Is it Boilerworks, Is it Guild Gate, Reliquary Tower, Rogue's Passage, Swiftwater Cliff, Temple of the False Gods, Terramorphic Expanse. So they try to give you some cards that help with your mana fixing. Unfortunately, most of the decks, not just this one, really don't get any like amazing multicolor lands. There's no rare ones. There's no shock lands or dual lands. Not that I expect them to print dual lands, but there's no direct fetch lands either, but you do get your Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds, so that will help. I hope you like this quick look at the blue-red deck, and be sure to check out my channel for the rest of the Commander 2015 videos, along with many other videos. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. Leave any questions or comments in the comment section below. Check me out on Twitter and or Facebook at MTG Openings. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.